So in last week's video, we covered a very important topic, and what that was copyright infringement and trademark infringement when you're creating t-shirt designs, leading to your listings being taken down and removed from print-on-demand websites. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you guys through step by step here on the camera and here on the computer to show you how I make my personal designs to make sure that I'm not infringing on any copyrights or trademarks. So with that being said, today's video is going to be straight to the point, but I do just want to make one quick note to say welcome to the channel if you are new. My name is Greg and I like to talk about online entrepreneurship. A lot of the videos you find on this channel are about print on demand and affiliate marketing. Those are the two business models that I personally do. So if you're interested in making money online, feel free to look around the channel and consider subscribing. Now lastly, before we get into this video, to all of you guys who have been supporting these videos and this channel overall, thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing when creating t-shirt designs for print on demand is to find out if the niche that you're thinking about creating designs in is actually profitable. Now this is a step that many people overlook, especially beginners, because they're just excited to create designs and put them out there for sale. However, creating designs about random topics that you want to design on in the very beginning will hurt you a little bit because you may be going into very competitive and saturated niches. What that means for you is if you're not looking into these niches before creating designs, it may take a lot longer for you to start seeing your first sales coming in. So with that said, my very first and highly recommended step before you start creating designs for print on demand is to quickly do some niche research. Now there are a lot of niche research tools out there, both free and paid. However, I recommend being careful which one you choose to use for print on demand. Most of these tools out there are using Google search data. However, for print on demand, we really need a tool that's using t-shirt print on demand data specifically. So with that being said, I'm going to save you guys a lot of time. Instead of comparing all of these tools, I just want to jump into the tool that I personally use. Now switching over to the computer here, the tool that I personally use is called Merch Informer. Now it is a paid tool. However, they have a 3-day completely free trial. So everything we do in this video, you can do on the free trial. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in here so we can start using this tool. And once you're logged in, whether it's on a free trial or a paid plan, you're going to see this dashboard. And all we need to do is come to the left side and click on Competition Checker. So right here in this top box called Keywords, this is where you want to type in the niche that you're considering making designs about. In the beginning, it's very important to find a good niche that has a good score on this competition checker, because that will give you the best chance of starting to see those first sales coming in the fastest. So to give you an idea of how to do this, I'm going to show you a good niche and I'm going to show you a bad niche. So first I'm going to type in tacos, and we're going to see if designs on tacos are good for print on demand or if it's far too competitive. So just like that, this tool has given us a letter grade. It goes from A to F. So as you can see over here, tacos rates at an F. So this means that by the score of an F, tacos is not going to be a good niche to go into, especially as a beginner, because there's far too much competition. There are a lot of people creating designs in the tacos niche, so it's going to be hard for yours to get found. So with that said, I'm just going to come right back up top and I'm going to search for another niche. So when we searched for tacos, it was just one word. So we just type in tacos. However, when you search for any niches that are more than one word, put parentheses around that search. So in this example, I'm going to search for van life. Since this is more than one word, I'm going to put parentheses around this search. And then I'm just going to click search. Now while this is loading for a second here, for those of you who are not familiar with van life, it's basically people getting into camping, converting their own vans. This is a pretty interesting niche and I've been watching the trend go up, and as you can see by the results right here, it got a B. When you are searching these niches, anything that gets an A score or a B score is something that I would recommend going into. And just remember, you don't have to limit yourself to just one specific niche. With that being said, just a quick note, if you need a full-length tutorial on print on demand from start to finish, I'll link it down in the description. It will expand on why these niches are so important. But as we look at these results, we can see right off the bat that we have a B score here, so that means it's a good niche to go into. There's not a lot of competition in this niche, so it's a good niche to create designs in because there's a high probability that you will get seen and you will get sales. So one more quick thing just to show you about this tool. If you do scroll down, you can see all the keywords that people are using in their listings, and you can even see 10 of the best-selling t-shirt designs in this niche currently. Now these are not t-shirt designs that you're going to want to copy as is. In the next section here, I'm going to show you how to come up with ideas to create these designs. So now that we found a good niche to create designs in, step 2 is to find inspiration for the designs that we're going to create. So coming back to the computer, the way that I like to find designs and get the creative juices flowing is to come over to Pinterest. So you don't need to have an account on Pinterest to do this. All you have to do is click Explore and it'll bring you right into their website. So now what we're going to do is keep that van life niche in mind, and now we're going to search for t-shirt designs that have van life or have camping, things in that niche, just to get some ideas. So the overall niche of van life may be a little bit specific, but I'm going to search for it anyways. All I'm typing in here is van life shirt just to browse through and get some ideas. So now as you can see, when you start scrolling through here, you can see a bunch of t-shirt ideas. Now you don't want to go in and just copy these designs. That is completely not fair, it's not recommended. But the reason we're doing this is to get ideas and find things that we can build off of. So looking at these photos, these shirts look a little bit basic to me. I'm just finding things that say van life on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch van life over to camping and see if we can find a little bit more interesting shirts here. So this is the type of result that you want to find here. So these are all shirts here with great text and designs on them. So as you start scrolling through these, you're going to gather a ton of great ideas for designs. But this brings us into step 3 of this process. Step 3 is finding out if the text on these shirts is copyright or trademark protected, and if we can use that text in our own designs. This is one of those very important parts of this process. As we were talking about in last week's video, if you use text on your design or images, company logos, anything that is protected by copyright or trademark, your listings will be taken down. So what we are going to do is one quick step here just to find out which ones of these phrases we can actually use in our own designs. Now, one more disclaimer, I guess, here is we're not going in and copying these designs. If the phrase is not copyright protected on a design, that means that we can also use it. However, you want to make sure that you're not copying their design. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you how to create your own custom designs so you don't have to copy these, but I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea thinking that we're just coming in here and copying people's designs. So quickly, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can find out which ones of these phrases you are allowed to use on your designs. So looking at all of these designs here, I know from experience the ones that are typically longer have less of a chance of being copyright protected. However, it doesn't mean that you're off the hook and you can just freely use them. But for the example in this video, I'm going to find one that I'm really not sure if it's going to be protected because it is a shorter phrase. So if you look right up top here, you can see one that says keep it simple. This is interesting. I don't know if keep it simple is a tagline of a company, so I'm going to show you how to find out. So the first way to find out is to go right over to the original tmsearch.uspto.gov. What this website is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and allows you to search all of their records. So what we want to do is go right into a basic word mark search, and we're just going to type in that phrase, which is keep it simple. Now we don't need to select anything else here, we're just going to hit submit query. Now what this is going to do is bring up a big list of everything that has keep it simple that is protected. Now there's 2 things that we need to look for in this list. First is to find out on this right side if it's live or if it's dead. If it's dead, it means we are allowed to use it. If it's live, it means that it's actively protected. Now here's the second part that we need to look for, and this is the reason that I don't personally use this website, but I wanted to show it to you guys. The second thing that we need to find out is if this phrase, just how we typed it in, keep it simple, not anything else, just keep it simple, is protected on apparel and clothing. Now as you can see, there are multiple keep it simples throughout this list, so what you have to do is click in on every single one of these and read through this description to find out if it's protected on apparel, clothing, hats, anything that you're going to be designing on. Now, as we can see from this one, it is protected on paper, paper stationery, all different things related to paper and rubber stamps, but it's not protected on apparel. So now we need to go back and we need to look at the other ones to find out if they are protected on apparel. As you can see, this can turn into a very lengthy process, so this brings me right into the second way to find out if a phrase is copyright or trademark protected. This second way is going to be a lot faster, but as you can imagine, the third way is the ultimate way, which I'll get to just in a second. So moving on to the second way, this is a website called Trademarkia.com, and basically, again, you're going to type in keep it simple, give that a search, and then you're going to have a very streamlined approach here that's going to show you in a more simplified way, just for this phrase of keep it simple, what the results say. You can see on the right side if it is live or if it is dead, and then it's going to show you in the already open description what it is protected on. So as you can see, for this specific search, we actually did get pretty lucky, and in this Trademarkia search, it shows that keep it simple on clothing is labeled dead, and it is not an actively protected phrase. Now this worked out very well, and we got our answer quickly. However, in other cases, when you're using this website to search, you have 5 pages that you need to scroll through to find out if it's protected on clothing. It doesn't always work out this easy. Now with that being said, this brings us into the third way to check if it's copyright or trademark protected. This is the way I personally use because it is ultimately the fastest way to find out. So what this is actually back on the first tool we started on of Merch Informer. This video is not sponsored by Merch Informer. It's just they have really good tools, and again, you can use it on their free trial. If you want to make a big list of this and just get ahead of the game, you can do all of this on their free trial. This is a tool that I personally use regularly, and as you get further into print on demand, you'll probably find yourself doing the same for the tools that I'm covering in today's video. So all you have to do is come over to the left side, click on trademarks, and then click on trademark alerts. Now all you have to do is type in the phrase that you want to search, which is keep it simple. And then what's nice about this is you can actually press enter and you can type in all of the other phrases you want to search at once. So if we come back to Pinterest, we can type in any of these other phrases that we want to check as well, and it will search all of them at once. So for this example, I'm actually just going to search the first one, but I'm going to click Save. It will add it to the list at the bottom here, and all we have to do is click Check Trademarks. Now once that loads very quickly, just refresh your page, and now you'll have a quick answer on this check mark right here on if you can use this phrase specifically on apparel. Now as you can see, keep it simple is safe. It has a check mark, not a red X, meaning that yes, we can use this phrase on apparel. So as you can see, this tool is very quick and effective. So if you're back on Pinterest, you can gather all of the phrases you want and search them all at the same time. So just like that, we finished up step 3 of this process and making sure that this phrase is actually able to be used on a t-shirt design and it's not going to get taken down for copyright or trademark infringement. Now we've done all of the preliminary work coming up to creating our t-shirt design. So now we can go into a t-shirt designer and actually create the design knowing that it's not going to get taken down for copyright or trademark infringement. So with that said, now let's get into step 4 of this process and actually create t-shirt designs. Now when you're creating t-shirt designs, there's a few important things to know. One is that you want to make sure that if you're putting graphics in your design, they are not copyright or trademark protected as well. And the second is I highly recommend using a t-shirt design tool. There's a few reasons for this. Mainly it's going to be fast and efficient. You're going to have templates you can build off of. And second is also very important, the graphics and the fonts that you find on a t-shirt design tool are copyright and trademark free. So there are going to be a lot of different t-shirt design tools out there. I have used a ton of them. Again, to save you time here, instead of comparing them, I'm just going to show you the one that I personally use. And what this tool is called Placeit.net. Again, this video is not sponsored by Placeit.net. It's just the one that I personally use and I highly recommend because they really are the best and they've solved all the problems that we face as t-shirt designers. So with that said, I'm going to switch back over to the computer and go into Placeit.net and show you how to create some awesome designs. So this is Placeit.net. Now Placeit.net is not just for creating t-shirt designs. They also allow you to create mock-ups with models on them. They allow you to create logos, videos, all kinds of things, but we're going to be using this for creating designs right now. When you hover over designs, you can come down to t-shirt designs specifically, and then we need to sort this to find the ones that are related to van life or camping. Now there's something really cool about this, which I'm about to show you, and this is one of the reasons that I really like using this tool, is because van life is new, van life is very niche, and it's very specific. So there's not a big chance that they're actually going to have a lot of van life designs. With that said, if we type in camping, we can customize them to van life, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to type in camping up top, and then I'm just going to click enter. And now you can see these are all camping t-shirt designs that we can customize, and they're all going to be fully commercially usable, and we can just bring in those phrases that we found on Pinterest to customize these designs. So right off the bat, looking at this one actually says simple life. So that draws me to think that we can create this to keep it simple. Now technically any of these we could transform into keep it simple by just changing the font, but I'm going to use this one for example. So once you click on this, it opens it up into the designer, and this is where you can customize everything. So I'm just going to change the font, which is over on the left here, and change it to keep it simple. So now, as you can see, just like that, we've changed the text, but this is the part where it gets really cool. All of these graphics on the right side, and you can search them to sort whatever you're looking for, are all copyright and trademark free. They're included when you're using Placeit, and they're all fully commercially usable. So if we just switch this to camper over here, I'm looking for a van, something that looks like van life. So as we scroll through here, this one is perfect. So this is a van, this is a camper van. And one of the best parts to creating your t-shirt designs with Placeit is all you do is click on that graphic and it re-edits it into your design. As you can see, the tires are lined up, they perfectly fit. It just puts it in the place of the other graphic, and it does the hard work of formatting and lining up that graphic for you. Now, if you want to go in here and you want to change this text or anything, you can still click it and change the size or the colors. But just like that, in the matter of a couple minutes here, I just created an awesome t-shirt design. Everything on this design is commercially usable. It doesn't infringe on any copyrights or trademarks, and there are a couple extra steps that I'll just show you how to finish this process. So as you can see, this design has a colored background, and as you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, when you're creating a design for print on demand for a t-shirt, you want it to have a transparent background so you can put that design on any color shirt or item. So all we have to do is click on the drop down for the background color, switch it to the transparent checkerboard, and now we have a design with a transparent background. The next step here, all we have to do is click download. And just a second here, it's going to process our download, and then in a second, it'll be ready for us to download straight to our computer. So just like that, our download is ready. I can click to open it. And just like that, we have ourselves a high quality t-shirt design. As you see when you zoom in, the quality on this is awesome. But with that being said, this design as is would be good to upload to Teespring and Redbubble. However, if you are someone that uploads to Merch by Amazon, which I highly recommend uploading to all three of these, you'll find out that Merch by Amazon has a format requirement. They want the size of your design to be 4,500 pixels by 5,400 pixels. So how do we make sure that this design is formatted in that 4,500 by 5,400 pixel size? Well, if you have a resizing tool on your computer, that would be very easy. You can just adjust the size here. However, if you don't, you can do this right on Placeit. So all you have to do is go to view all of your downloads, and then right on this design, we just hit the drop down, we go to crop and resize. Now it's going to bring in our design right here. All we have to do is switch it from whatever size it is to 4,500 pixels to 5,400 pixels. Now our design is in the right size, and I'm just going to move it to where I want it on the shirt, which is in the upper chest area in the center of the shirt. All we have to do now is click download. And again, this t-shirt design in 4,500 by 5,400 pixels is processing, and now it's ready to download. We can click and open it right on our computer, and now this is sized for merch by Amazon. So all in the matter of minutes here, we've just created an awesome design that's not going to be taken down for any reason, and it's pre-sized to use on any of the top print-on-demand websites. Also, I'm going to link up on the side and down in the description the full print-on-demand tutorial. So it'll walk you through from this point on. What do you do with these designs? How do you get your first sales? And how do you get your print-on-demand accounts to start growing? So as always, I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who you think can use this information. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.